This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis, Ferreira, Margaret, Big C, Bennett Williamson, Dylan C, Hannah Green, Noralia, Jordan Gower, Geof Searles, Erik Reed, Greysin Ishara, Ashlee Bradley, and Laura Lewis. And now we'd like to give a huge shout out and thank you to those patrons who have renewed their annual pledge for a whole another year on patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. Thank you so much to Roxy Wilson, Bethe Halligan, Margaret, Rikky Morrisette, Christopher Cottingham, NanoWzrd, and Cody Fouts. We really couldn't be more happy and thrilled about your continued support. Thank you so much. We're forever grateful. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Andrew Huey and Mr. Incredible 73 to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. We're super excited to have you on board. Thank you so much for your support. In this episode, we are talking about Chapter 22 of The Gathering Storm.
Yeah, Chapter 22 is The Last That Could Be Done. Oh my goodness, I've held it in for so long.
I know.
Like 4 years, I think.
Yeah.
This is, I think, one of my top favorite scenes. Not just in this book, because I am choosing it for this book, but like the entire series. This is the one.
It's pretty brutal.
This is the one.
It's a roller coaster of emotion.
Oh man, and it does such a good job on so many aspects of like twist and turn and are we safe or we're not?
If there was any chapter to legitimately record my reaction to, like, it was this one.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't not
You have to keep reading. You have to.
Well, and I was like saying things out loud in the car by myself, and
like,
I was like,
no. And just variations of no.
Yeah. Well, and it starts out like, oh no, Summerog's escaping. Ugh, God,
yeah.
We all saw that one coming.
Yeah.
And then, like, we'll get into it. And then I'm just like thinking she's just gonna leave, you know?
Exactly. And it's like, it's gonna be a payoff later.
And you immediately forget it's happened.
Yep. Because Rand's not anywhere near.
And then Rand stuff's all boring military stuff, and I'm like, ugh, again?
Yep.
And you just, it's a jump scare.
Yep. It happens.
It certainly does.
I think this might be where I've always been thinking, and this is where we can really capture the phrase, it's gonna get worse before it gets worse. Like,
yeah,
that's really what this is all about.
But then it gets better.
Does it, though?
Yes.
But does it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
For me, yeah.
I'm gonna counter that.
I know you are.
But, you know.
But for me, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I like it because of how it ended. Because I was very convinced it was going to end a different way.
Yeah.
I really thought we were losing Min.
Yes, we all did. Yeah. I'm pretty sure everybody thought
like
that.
1,000%. I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Brandon Sanderson. But like, also, Robert Jordan writing scenes like this.
Absolutely.
And writing plot points was like, okay, we're amping up. We thought this was the last book.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we're losing characters.
Yeah, for sure.
Shit.
Okay.
Like, Of all the ways.
Of
right?
all the ways to go.
Oh, man. But then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's really funny, too, because.
We got a whole episode.
I know.
To dive into.
I'm just so excited because I've
notes.
held it in for so long.
Yeah.
And we even recorded our Q&A.
And I said, don't look at me.
I know.
I shouldn't have read it that day.
I know. But I didn't want to say, because we made an agreement where I don't tell you my favorite chapter, or even if it's a good chapter.
Because because I would have been expecting something.
Exactly.
And
sets
this way
expectations.
I wasn't, and it was way better.
So I can't be like, don't read that now.
No, and you can't be like, record your reaction. To what? Rand going and looking at the blight? Like,
exactly.
No, it sets up too much expectation, and
then
I'm not as surprised when something big happens.
Well, and that's why I wanted to read the chapter title.
This was better for sure.
Yeah, I read the chapter title to you
not
at the end of last episode.
For everybody else.
For everybody else, and for my actually for myself mostly.
Yeah.
It's mostly just for me.
Fair.
And then your reaction was like, like, because it's not a dramatic
because it wasn't
chapter
for me.
title.
No, because I thought you were giving me information, and it turns out you were not.
No.
It's like, that's nothing. Who cares?
Yeah. Holy moly. So we got stuff to talk about.
We do certainly have stuff to talk about. I like that I read this. So we're at Sunday, and the first time I read this was on Tuesday. So I've had time to digest.
Okay.
Because I think if we had recorded like Tuesday night on this chapter, I wouldn't be as like level-headed.
Yeah.
And had time to reread it.
And you even took some time today to go off and, collect your thoughts.
I read it again.
Yeah.
Like, actually, I did physical book and audiobook, and then again together. So,
Okay.
I've digested and
It's good.
I have some logical thoughts.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
And I have an updated Forsaken list.
Okay.
Finally,
we
right?
can. We can do it.
That's what I'm excited about, honestly.
Yeah. We got one.
We got it. We got one. And,
Yeah.
and arguably the worst one.
You know what? Yeah.
I'm cool. I'm so good. I'm like happy at the end of this.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think this is good.
Okay.
But, okay.
I'll try to bring you down a few notches at the end.
I mean, you'll try.
Yeah.
But it's not going to work.
Okay. Well, let's just wait and see.
Okay.
Okay. So for the fun fact, this is one actually I know that you know because we actually discussed it and was mentioned in our Discord, but I know a lot of our listeners might not have the opportunity to check that out or even in the time frame because, podcasts live on the internet forever. So I want to officially put it on record, and I figured this was like the next best time to do it because it didn't do it when it happened.
Okay.
So it's in regards to the Catswin spanking Semirog scene.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because,
yes.
There's some... you could...
Well, it seems to be relatively common knowledge between the oldie fans. No, that's rude. That's a rude thing. Not oldie fans. Like the
OG fan?
Yeah, like real hardcore fans.
The ones who were there.
The ones who know.
We were there at the time.
Read the interviews and saw the things about how Brandon Sanderson took over writing these books.
Yeah, so I do want to specifically thank Stella and Blonde Lanfear in the Discord because they actually posted some of the interviews. Now, Brandon Sanderson, for the record, did not want to write this scene with the spanking.
The Catswain spanking Semirog scene.
Yes, and he's talked about it actually multiple times, so there isn't even just one interview that I'm going to bring up and mention because it's a question that was brought up repeatedly about the writing process and, hey, is there anything that really surprised you?
Or something you didn't want to write
something you didn't want to write.
Robert Jordan did want you to write kind
it's
of
like,
thing.
hey, that whole spanking thing, was there notes on that? Or did you just make that up? Or was that an exact scene?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about writing that? So there's a whole bunch of stuff out there. But general take, he didn't want to do it. And there's the only one thing that he really wanted to change but didn't change was the spanking scene with Catswin Semirog because, number one, he's not big on the whole writing spanking scenes, obviously. But he did say that it does fit the characters, and I agree with him on that.
Yeah.
It does fall right in line with Aes Sedai, with
the rest of the book series
Absolutely.
At this point. Yeah.
Yeah. So Brandon was like, you know what? All right, Robert Jordan, I'll write it. And then also, apparently, there were specific instructions on how the scene should go from Robert Jordan. So when he found out about the fact that he was going to have to write this scene, he was pretty shocked. And he was like, I'm going to have to write a spanking scene. And then he was like, all right, I'll make it the best spanking scene ever.
Why would he actually be surprised? He read the otother books, right?
I mean, it's just in the context of this is how we take down Semirog.
Yeah.
Right? It is.
Yeah.
Because there's spanking, but there's spanking and then there's spanking.
Yeah.
And then there's spanking.
Yeah, no. And in the end, Rand just does what he should have done in the first place.
Oh,
and
yeah.
No one would have had to
How
get
could
spanked.
we have avoided all of this? I don't know.
Yeah. I know.
Are you telling me that Catswin's magical treasure box trap didn't work?
Well, that's another thing we need to talk about.
I know. Let's do
Okay.
that. Let's get into it then.
Yeah. So chapter 22 is called The Last That Could Be Done, and the chapter symbol is the Forsnaken. Now we are going to enter in Semirog's perspective.
Yes.
She's alone in her dark little room.
Yeah.
And she's super in her own head about the way the Aes Sedai are doing things to humiliate her, and it's working.
Yeah.
And she's so annoyed because she's like, why couldn't they just use real traditional torture?
Yeah, why they gotta do this?
Causing pain, because I was ready for that.
Yeah, she mentally psyched herself up to be able to withstand that because that's what she knows and that's what she does.
Yeah, she tries to convince herself she's not broken and wonders how she lost control so quickly to Catswain.
Yeah.
And she's like, there's no way it'll happen again.
Right. I do love it. She's trying to but also she lost that battle.
And she's like, this is just ridiculous. How could they do this to a person?
Yeah.
And I was like, you are literally the world's most torturous torture person.
But it's funny because she's got opinions about even keeping her in the dark and stuff.
Yeah.
Because she's like, they don't even know why they're doing it.
Yeah.
They don't have to.
Everything I did was in the name of understanding and reason.
Yes.
So it was fine.
Yeah.
Because science.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
But these people, all they're doing is just trying to.
They're just doing stuff.
They're just doing stuff
things. Yeah.
to really piss her off.
Yeah.
What?
How dare they?
How dare they?
And I agree for one.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah, it's a pretty good scene. A little bit of insight into her perspective on the Age of Legends too. So
Yeah.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she really wants her glow bulbs back.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like light bulbs, right? Like
it's just light bulbs.
Light bulbs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But like not probably electricity.
Well, no,
Magic.
it's magic bulbs.
Exactly.
Yeah. But basically, she's just sitting here thinking about how she's really gonna torture Cadsuane so bad.
Oh yeah,
She's
get her
gonna
so
wish
good.
she never tortured her so bad.
Gonna do the thing with the veins or the tendons. Yeah.
And then heal her between every time. So
it's gonna get so bad. It's gonna be
so bad.
Yeah. Now I want to see if you picked up. We got a new word for something that we've never heard before. For Cadsuane's hair dangly bobblies.
Ooh, I did pick it up.
Yeah.
Now that you say it, and I don't remember it.
Okay, it's a paralysis net.
A paralysis net.
Yes. So it's a collection of terangrial that Cadsuane has in her hair, and Semirog identifies that as a paralysis net.
Do all of her jubilees go together?
From what it
seems. And they each do something different?
Yeah, they're hair bobbles.
Could
hair
she just
dangly
wear
banglies.
like one of them? Or do they all are they connected in a net? Because I think of a hair net as something different than what Cadsuane's jubals are.
Yeah, so well, here's the thing. I don't think it's specifically like a net, like a hair net.
Yeah, because that's a thing. Like a crystal hair net or like gold hair net. Like that's a thing you can wear in your hair.
But just think like collection of terangrial that kind of go together. So, one other person who also has a collection of terangrial that go together.
I wonder if it is more like a hair net. Like if they're all connected to each other.
Yeah, well, in the same sense that they are a set. They're a set of things. Mm-hmm. Just like Nynaeves are a set, technically you can give them away.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder if Cadsuane is using them effectively.
Oh, probably not.
No.
She doesn't even know what they all do. Do.
No.
Yeah,
she knows what like some of them do, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she has some that she doesn't know.
Yeah, Avienda, get in here.
Seriously. And
Tell
then
us
Elaine,
what these do. And then
get in there.
Elaine,
make a bunch of these.
Replicate them.
Especially the one that's like makes the power not work. Yeah. Also that one. Mm-hmm, and also like all the others because they're also really good.
And tells you when a man is channeling.
Or
that one.
Yeah. You do, or the one that gives you like freaking body armor.
Yeah.
Let's give
also the well. More wells.
How about all those things?
Yeah.
All those things as much as we can.
Because then if we're shielded, we can still channel or no? If we have a well.
Yeah, you can channel anywhere.
But not
as far
just
as we
shielded.
know. Why not?
Oh, I don't know. I never thought about it.
You can do it when there's like the Guardian is up and all that stuff.
And formatting, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, we should learn more about that.
Just like, let's go.
Yes.
More magic items.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Side point. Anyways, let's move on.
Okay. Because suddenly Semirog hears a whisper of her name and she freezes.
Yeah.
And then this whisper voice says, "You have failed greatly." And it's big scary Murdral guy.
Shadowhuran. He's our favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's not my favorite.
Well, he's the Dark One's favorite.
Well, okay.
He's basically
he's in a league of his own at this point.
He's separate, yeah.
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 But she immediately throws herself on the floor and he starts telling her how she really fucked up.
Yeah. He's like, these are all the... It's really funny, too, because it's a pretty good summary of what Semirog has done terribly. Because he's like, you're supposed to capture Rand, and instead you took his hand off, you almost killed him, and then you revealed your position and lost valuable pawns because, the whole Shanjin thing.
Yes.
That's all gone. Then you got captured, and now they've broken you. So, she has done poorly.
She's like, I'm not broken.
Yeah,
sort of.
Not complete. No, we don't want to talk about that.
No. And then suddenly, though, her shield is gone, and she hesitates to channel because she's like, oh, the Aes Sedai outside on guard are gonna know. And it's like, how...
Well, it's
they
totally fair.
already know that if they're still out there and conscious...
Well, the whole point is Shadowhuran can do a lot of weird things about popping up places. So I can see the reality where it's maybe he just has popped up here and not alerted anyone, and he can do weird stuff that don't really play in the rules.
Sure. Okay. But anyway, so she doesn't channel right away, but then he tells her that she has one last chance. And I was like, ooh, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Is her name Sindane too?
Right.
Now?
Yeah.
Right? Because that means last chance.
Yeah.
That's Lanfear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she doesn't even get a new name or nothing.
No, because she's still Semirog.
She's still Semirog.
Alive. She's still... Mogedion is still Mogedion. She never,
Yeah. Well, hypothetically, too, and we can talk about this, because if Semirog just died normally, not by balefire, then would she be given another last chance by being brought back?
Yeah. And the other thing about Lanfear is we don't know if she actually died through the doorway.
Okay.
Or if she was kind of rescued and then just given a new name to humiliate her.
Well, she's in a different body.
She is in a different body now, but they could have done that anyway.
Okay.
Even without her dying. Like, I don't know their rules.
Oh.
And it fits my
Okay.
narrative.
That's fair.
That Moraine is still alive.
Right.
If Lanfear didn't die, unless it was Moraine who did kill her.
Well,
you know?
I mean, the whole point about that is, like, Lanfear's clearly not in there anymore, so maybe dying is what gets you out.
Well, if you're a Forsaken.
If you're a Forsaken. But, like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's what got her
But
out, is she did die and then got
could have
brought
been
back.
rescued kind of in the same way
Yeah, I get it.
that Semirog's rescued. It just fits better for me
Yeah.
if Lanfear didn't die all the way.
Yeah, right.
You know, because
like
I really am holding out hope that Moraine isn't dead.
Getting real close.
We gotta rescue her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least reach her before
Unless Moraine kills Lanfear,
Okay, that's interesting.
you know, while they're in there.
Right.
Moraine's still alive and Lanfear isn't.
Right.
That works.
I like that
okay.
too.
See, I just spin it to fit whatever I need it to be. Then
That's good.
Then it works.
There's options,
and
is
then
what
it's
you're
fine.
saying.
Then it's easy. Then it's like, okay, yeah, Lanfear did die. But of course Moraine didn't.
Yeah.
Duh.
This is why. Okay.
Of course.
All right, so we figured that out. That's
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.
So Shadow Haran is like, hey, you suck. Don't keep sucking.
Yeah.
And he's gone.
And then he's gone.
Yeah.
And then so Semirog goes to the door, slips out, and sees the 3 bodies of the Aes Sedai dead
Yep.
on the ground. And then there's one woman in a green dress. And you know what bothered me? Out of all the things to bother me,
Sure.
is this woman has her hair in a ponytail,
Sure.
but it's written in a tail.
Oh,
So it's
really?
like fantasy ponytail.
Okay.
Like
You wouldn't
we don't call it
a...
ponytail
Sure.
or like tied back.
Yeah.
Her hair is in a tail.
Could it be like a... I'm trying to think.
No, it's literally a ponytail.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah,
trying to come up
but
with options here.
That's what we call it where
Yeah.
we're from.
Yeah.
I don't know if other places in the world call it just a tail.
Oh, man, maybe.
Right?
I don't even know enough about anywhere else.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
That's
they have ponies in Wheel of Time.
Yeah, but it's not a ponytail.
Right.
It's just a tail. Her
Okay.
hair's tied back in a tail.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good catch.
Anyway, it's Elsa.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it is.
That's
For the
who's
record.
here.
I love
And-
that she hasn't learned any of their names. And, like, they're not
No.
even necessarily being secretive about their names.
And Semirog is like so surprised to see
Yeah.
a black Aja here.
Yeah.
She's like, I didn't know any of these were black.
Crazy.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah. Now let's get to this thing that she says, because this is really interesting. I like this.
I'm instructed to tell you that there's compulsion in my mind and you are to remove it.
Let's pause on that.
Yeah.
Let's do that first. Let's do that segment first.
Okay.
Okay. The compulsion on Elsa's mind.
Varen.
It's Varen's garbage compulsion.
I know, yes.
And it's really,
shots.
but it's really funny because Semirog thinks like, oh, that's interesting because removing compulsion is
Can
like
really
there's huge
F
risks.
up someone's brain.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's like, or probably just like you're dead.
Although Varen was like, this is going to give someone brain damage in the end
And
anyway.
it's going to give it to you anyways.
Yeah.
But that's what Semirog's saying is like, ooh, compulsion, hard to remove. And then
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like it was actually that hard to remove. Just
Well, she's like...
Elsa seems fine. She's not like brain damaged from what it looks like.
No, we'll talk about it when
Okay.
we get there, but she seems pretty damaged.
I like to envision Semirog doing the removal of Varen's terrible compulsion,
And
being
being
like,
oh,
this is
isn't compulsion.
this is bad. Like, who did
This
this?
isn't compulsion.
It's like botched surgery jobs,
Yeah.
like the TV show.
Yeah.
It's like, this was your compulsion.
Yeah.
Where did you
It
get
was
that?
really cheap in Mexico.
It was 50% off.
Yeah. That's where I went. I went
Yeah.
down to Mexico to get it done.
Don't do it. Oh no.
No, don't
Okay.
do that. Okay, now...
Or maybe do. I don't know. Who knows? I shouldn't be,
Yeah, don't be so judgmental.
Yeah.
You're so
Oh,
judgmental about
gosh.
people's plastic
Oh,
surgery.
no.
Brett. Quit it.
The TV does it. It's the TV
It's
shows.
the TV.
Yeah.
I don't know. People in the States also botch plastic surgery. It happens everywhere.
There's terrible surgeries everywhere. Okay.
Great.
Anyways, so that
so
is the
inclusive
first
of
part.
you. That's so great.
It's good. Okay. And then the second part, I'm to give you this.
The Domination Band.
Yeah.
Which sounds much more sexual.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because of, domination.
Right.
Yeah.
How inclusive of you. Okay. Anyways,
Mhm.
so this is bad.
Yeah.
So this is clearly the introduction that we got to the Domination Band being kept in Cadsuan's,
Mhm.
not the fake decoy treasure chest. It's
it's
the
the
box
other
on
one.
her. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she put the weaves to protect it, and then she was like, "No way, anyone's
Yeah.
getting in."
Okay. So
And
one
then-
of two things is true right now.
Okay.
Or actually, both can be true at the same time.
Sure.
You know how two things can be true at the same time?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So most likely it's one or the other, but it could be both. Catwain's dead.
Okay.
That
Yep.
could be a thing right now.
Sure.
That could be a thing, like Elsa killed her.
Yep. Totally.
get this.
Totally fair. Yep.
And or Sorelia, Dark Friend.
Why?
Because
Just because she knows that it's there?
Yeah.
That would be a pretty
She knows exactly where it is and where it was kept, and we saw this super obscure, boring scene where Cadsuane showed her exactly where it is and what it was.
You're pointing fingers right now. Holy moly. Like, that would have pretty big implications if Shirley is a dark friend here.
Absolutely would.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Because
are those the only two options?
Those are it.
Not,
because,
yeah.
I mean, I guess it's possible other people know that that's there, but I didn't consider that.
That's it. Those are the only...
Yeah, because I've been thinking about it a lot.
For sure.
Because, like, how'd we get it?
Yeah.
Without, like, trumpets sounding and shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Unless Cadsuane was held at Channel Point.
Yeah, right, okay.
To get it.
And then she did that. Yeah, okay.
Although I feel like Cadsuane is the type of lady who would just sacrifice herself and not give that up.
Like, no.
Right. But then how did we get it without all the trumpets sounding?
Yeah.
Unless we can just dismantle those shitty ward weaves.
Yep.
Probably.
That can also be a thing. To be like, oh, there's wards on this box.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to remove those.
Right.
Okay. So anyways, yeah.
Because I've been thinking about that. Like, how'd they get it, right?
Yes. Yeah. So Semirog has the domination band.
And she starts to smile. She's like, cool.
Yes, because, like, in the perspective, she was like, oh, nothing's making me smile. I usually think about torturing people makes me smile, and I'm not smiling at it.
Only for understanding and reason, though. Not to actually just hurt people.
But this makes her smile. So that's nice that she's able to smile again.
Yeah. Okay. And then I immediately forget that this happened somehow.
Yeah, I know, right?
What? This is really good writing.
You're not the only person. You forget because it's a setup of like, oh, this is going to come back around in the future bite us.
The problem is we're all victims of Robert Jordan's writing. We're all victims of the Wheel of Time series.
Yeah.
And we get really complacent and comfortable reading the same patterns of stuff and
you're like, I got at least 5 books before this actually is going to...
especially with Forsaken stuff.
Seriously.
Like, I still don't know where Halima is, by the way. Like, I still don't know so much of what's going on.
Yeah, they took off, and it's like, who
even knows what's happening there, right? So this kind of feels similar to that. You're like, oh, saw this one coming.
Right.
Because I knew she was going to escape.
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty clear that she's
pretty obvious.
But you think she leaves. You think they're gone now, and then at some point
is going to come back.
Yeah.
Yep. All of that.
Here. Yep. It got me too.
Spoiler alert.
Got me too. This is one of those chapters like where I remember it. I remember it because of how it made me feel, which was bad.
Right, and you were an adult at this point when this one came out.
I mean, yeah, technically.
Yeah. But you'd been reading the books for a long time.
Yeah, wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like, I was 12. You know, like...
Right, yes.
Yeah. It's like, no, you actually were an adult with adult feelings to remember this adult stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that my feelings are very adult, but, you know.
But, like, okay. We'll get
separate discussion. That's a bonus episode.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. So, yeah, that's the end of Semirog's perspective.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is. Now, I don't really want to take a break in the middle of the Rand perspective.
Sure.
So I think we should take a break now.
Okay, and just okay.
Have a breather.
Yeah.
And then get back into it.
Fair enough.
Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back, and we are going to perspective change into Rand's head.
Yeah, here we go.
And some boring stuff's going on.
Yeah, I understand how you feel, but I also feel like that's the hook.
I thought maybe something interesting would happen, like a Trolloc raid. Or something right now. They're literally at the edge of the Blight.
Yeah,
in
but
Saldea.
that's concerning. That's the concerning part.
Is there's no Trollocs? Where are they?
It's the calm before the gathering storm.
Tempest.
Yeah, Tempest. You know what? I don't think I've heard it for a while.
Used in this chapter.
Was it? My brain literally blocks it out then.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even see it.
Mm-hmm. It was like during the Rand stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we are in Saldea at the edge of the Blight, which used to be a lot further away, but now it's like, all up here in our business.
Yes.
And then Rand's like, whoa, if I was a farmer, I would be worried. I would burn this immediately as soon as I saw the sickly crops and stuff like that.
Yeah, because it's like, what does the Blight actually look like? Oh, it just looks like regular, except all of the plants and stuff look a little diseased.
Yeah, or very much diseased.
Yeah.
And it like starts to...
some are like speckled and some have lots of speckles.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think about it every time I see those trees with like that black rot stuff, and it's like super contagious, and then all the trees on that street all have it.
Yeah, that's the blight.
Yeah, it's a blight.
That's what it is. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway, Ituralda's here too.
Right.
And he's like, this could definitely be seen as an invasion. We're all here right now. And
this is the plan. Yeah.
We get this information about what's going on right now.
Yeah, so just as like a quick recap, Rand had the meeting with Ituralda, and he was like, hey, instead of dying here, come to the Borderlands and play some defense for the Borderlands because the Borderlanders have completely fucked off.
Yeah.
They are gone, and I am not meeting with them to go and figure that out.
No.
Like, no way.
That is
not doing
future Rand's problem.
Yeah, that is not happening today.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then he's actually doing a pretty good job because, like, what's happening is Ituralda's like, hey, this is bad. It's an invasion. Rand says, well, hey, I brought some Saldeans with us.
Yeah.
And then Bashir's like...
But you know why it's an invasion? Because a bunch of soldiers are here.
Yeah,
like,
there's
it's not
50...
just Rand and Ituralda and a couple Saldeans.
Yes.
This is like an army is here.
But the fact that he brought
army,
Saldeans is also important, too.
Yeah, but a huge foreign army is just here in Saldaea. That's why it looks like an invasion.
I know, yes. And Rand actually agrees, because it's like, well, yeah, technically it does look like an invasion, but hey, it's not an act of war, because I'm the Dragon Reborn, and
then
I gotta...
Bashir is like, well, the queen probably
hates me, too, because...
Hates me.
Bashir's mission was to go and capture Mazrim Taim.
Oh, Mazrim Taim.
Yeah.
And then he had orders to get Rand and bring him back. At some point, didn't he?
Bashir's left Saldaea to find Taim, and then he basically found Rand
and Taim,
both of them, and then swore to Rand, and then never talked to Tenobia again. Even when she was close, he was like, "Oh man, I really hope she doesn't see me."
Yeah,
yeah. So that's why Bashir is like, I might not be on good terms with my own country.
Right, and Bashir doesn't even know that his own daughter was kidnapped.
Oh man. Wow.
Doesn't even know any of that.
He knows nothing about it.
Yeah.
Good son-in-law, though. Gotta say.
Perrin?
Well, yeah, he rescued Bashir's daughter.
Oh, yeah.
It's gotta count for something, right?
It's Fail. Fail is Bashir's daughter.
Fail is the... Yeah,
I know.
Okay. Okay.
I know. But then Rand's like, you know what? I'm the Dragon Reborn, and it's not an invasion to march against the Dark One, so I can do whatever the F I want all the time.
It's fine.
Deal with it.
Yeah. And this is where we get the whole piece about the Blight being super quiet.
Yeah.
And then Ituralda's like, hey, here's an issue. I've never had to defend the, Borderlands
I don't
before.
even know how to fight Trollocs.
I don't know how to do that.
Like other armies.
Right.
Ituralda's like, I'm a strategist.
Yeah.
I know how other battle commanders are thinking.
Yeah, but like Trollocs are just angry and hungry.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know how to, sure, there's maybe some similarities, but like, why doesn't
not the same,
why doesn't Bashir stay here?
Yeah.
Rand actually does a pretty good job
and
here.
Rand's like, no.
Yeah.
Because I said so.
Well, and this is a good breakdown because Rand trusts Bashir, at least to the extent that he trusts people now, and he doesn't want to have Bashir and the Saldaeans in Saldaea because, like, we don't really know if the Saldaeans are going to stay loyal to Rand or more loyal to Saldaea.
He wants to keep everybody on their toes.
Exactly. And then Ituralda can't betray him if he's stuck in a foreign nation. Like, he is...
same with Bashir, right?
Yeah.
It's like, if you let Ituralda stay in Eridomen with Eridomans...
Yeah.
Domani...
Then they might be like, we don't need Rand anymore.
Yeah, same with Bashir. If you let him stay in Saldaea with a bunch of Saldaeans...
Switch him up.
Yeah, keep him on their toes.
That's why, relate this to school. You don't match friends together for group projects.
Sometimes you do.
Never let anyone have fun ever. Isn't that the rule for teaching?
Nope.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, like, there are obviously some kids who, like,
you're like,
don't be together.
Don't
do it. But, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So that's what Rand's doing.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a little different.
Okay.
I don't actually catch that analogy. That doesn't quite work here.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So how about this? Rand's like, hey, Ituralda, you're going to have 100 Asherman at the end of the week.
Yeah.
That's good.
Cool.
It's good news.
We're going to blast Trollocs into the oblivion.
Dude, that's a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Like, of all the battle plans.
Finger arrows.
Yeah.
More of those. Death gates.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Do all those things.
Except there's no Trollocs here, so.
Yeah. Yet.
Okay.
Here's another analogy. It's like a tsunami, right? If you ever see the Trollocs fucking off into the, distance, get away because they're going to come back real strong. That's what
but here's the thing, the
does.
blight isn't retreating, it's expanding.
The Trollocs are retreating.
Because they're all gathering somewhere else.
Exactly. And then they're all going to rush up or something,
I doubt
like a tsunami.
I really doubt that.
Really not hitting with these metaphors or analogies right now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got a couple more.
Suck. You suck.
I got a couple more. I'll try out a few more. Okay. All right. So, yeah.
Okay. So, that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
We get through that, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Anything else going to happen? So,
nope.
Rand rides
Gateway
through.
time. Because he's like, Narishma, make a gateway.
Yeah.
And then we're leaving.
And
that was it. Yeah.
And Rand does some internal monologuing about Lews Therin, and then Lews Therin starts talking back.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is exciting.
Yeah.
I thought this was the exciting part.
The LTT conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we got something to talk about this chapter.
Well, this
Semirhage escaped. Lews Therin's talking back.
It's good.
Cool.
Yeah. So let's talk about what LTT says, because Rand also has like a side plan. I just want to put on the record now because he said in one of the things that he's moving on Bandar Eben in 4 days, just like for timestamp.
Yeah, that sounds like somebody's name. That's a place.
Bandar Eben is the coastal town of Eridomen.
Okay.
So you know how he's trying to like stabilize with the Aiel Eridomen?
Yeah.
So his plan is to move into the main city in 4 days.
When is he supposed to meet with what's-her-face? Is that
It's supposed to happen soon. We don't have like a date or anything like that yet.
Okay.
But just for future timestamps.
Okay. And currently the Seanchan actually don't have traveling yet. Is that correct?
From what it seems like, they do not have traveling yet.
Okay, so then we're going to wait for what's-her-face to start riding all the way to Rand. That's the idea, I guess?
Like Tuon?
Or is Rand supposed to go to Tuon?
That probably makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
so many other
the
things
less
to talk
important
about.
part there. Yeah, okay. So yeah, let's talk about what LTT has to say.
Yeah, he's like, you shouldn't be friends with Ashaman. You should have never done that.
Yeah, number one, we know that.
You have to destroy all the Forsaken this time for good.
We know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
Yeah. And then he says, she's right, you know.
Yeah.
The pretty one with short hair.
Right.
We do have to destroy the seals.
Gotta break them.
Gotta break them.
Okay.
And then Rand is like, that was very specific.
Right.
And directly to me, Lews Therin.
Yes. Now we don't want to...
About things that are happening right now.
Don't scare him off. Don't say anything and scare him off yet. Okay.
What do we do after that?
Yeah, then what?
Then what? Then what?
And then NTT's like, then we die.
Yeah,
we
you
get
said
to die.
we could die,
It's
right?
like, well, okay, well, like one step before that, man.
Yeah,
like back up just like a half a step.
Mm-hmm. How did you seal the bore the last time?
Right.
What do we do? How do we do that?
Now, this is really important.
And Lews Therin says, it didn't work. We used Sidene, but we touched it to the Dark One. It was the only way. Something had to touch him. Something to close the gap, but he was able to taint it.
Yeah.
Because the seal is weak.
Yes.
Was weak.
Now, that is, I think, the most explicit description of the sealing of the Dark One away that we've ever seen before. So, LTT, and just as a recap, he brought the 100 companions, only male channelers. The women said, nope, we're not going. It's too risky.
Yep.
So, Saidar was not involved. So, something had to touch the Dark One and close that gap.
Yeah.
And that's what was, like, the Dark One was then able to do the counterstroke and taint Sidene because it was that power that touched
Well, they
the
were
Dark
like
One.
holding him back somehow.
Exactly. Like, whatever happened, it had to physically, it had to touch it. It had to get right up next to him there to touch him.
Yeah.
So, that's why Sidene was only affected.
Okay,
and
so
tainted.
now we have to do something different this time.
We gotta do something different. Gotta do it different.
Yeah.
We don't do the exact same thing.
And Rand thinks, like, maybe we need Sidene and Saidar.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have the women last time.
But that's the big question is like, okay, so if something has to...
I have a theory.
Okay, but if something has to touch him, then it's like, hypothetically, let's say that the female channelers went back in the Age of Legends, would both powers be tainted because it's like both touched?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So, my theory, especially after the end of this chapter, is we don't use Sidene or Saidar.
Okay.
We use the Dark One's own power. We use the true
Whoa,
source.
okay.
Yeah, because it's already
true
like...
power, not the true source.
You know what I'm
true
saying.
source is the one power.
Fuck off.
The true power
Nope.
is the Dark One's power.
Don't give a shit.
You gotta get this right.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
The Sa.
Yeah. So, okay.
That's what we gotta use. That's what we gotta do.
Dark One's own power. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Rand's gotta use that.
Yes.
Boom.
Because now we know we can. Jumping ahead, but...
Yeah. Let's give me time to digest that, and then let's circle back once we see that. because I have some questions about Rand
Mm-hmm.
and that,
Yeah.
because we got to talk about
I
that.
don't know. I like it.
I like it too, but I want to point out some maybe flaws.
Yeah,
We'll get
I
there.
know what you're saying. Like, like it appeared to him, kind of thing. So he could use it. I get. Okay, but like,
Let's get there.
Yeah.
Let's get there because we got other stuff first.
we do. Okay, so Luce Theron goes silent.
Yeah, we scared him off.
MIA. Can't get him back.
Yeah.
And then Rand gets back to the manor house and he's stomping around and he's in one of his moods.
Yeah, at least he knows he's in a mood.
Yeah.
Like that's good, right? Like when you know you're in a bad mood and he's like,
Okay.
I'm in a bad mood.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Thoughts about Tam and he misses him and wishes he could speak to him again.
yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad
But he
because
knows he can't.
he can because he can't show the moment of weakness because then that means that Tam's gonna get killed probably.
Target on the two rivers.
I can't.
Tam's not even there, man. Is he?
Well, no, he's with Perrin.
He's with but did they send him back yet?
Perrin doesn't send anybody back anywhere.
I thought they sent some people. Little tiny gateway. Nope.
That was like hypothetically.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I don't
it was
listen.
like maybe in a couple
I don't
of
pay
days.
attention to anything Perrin says, so it doesn't even matter.
That's what Perrin's plan is. He's like, well, maybe just make little gateways, and they're like, okay, bud.
Okay, so
Sure.
Tam is technically still with Perrin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Rand sort of goes on a downward spiral about thinking about how he's alone and how he needs to be alone because he won't be able to rely on anyone when he's at Shale Ghul and fighting the last battle. And
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
We've all been there, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
We get it.
And also, all the stewards in his countries that he has, like Alien Tyr Chiron,
Yeah.
they're like, we're gonna go bankrupt, man. And Rand's like, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Because his job is to get the world to the last battle.
Yeah.
Don't worry
so
about
you guys
finances.
can figure that out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But also, he starts thinking again about how he doesn't want to leave the world a terrible place. And it's his own
Right.
thoughts. I do like this because
that was like the schools
that
and
was the
other
entire point.
stuff.
Yeah. Like he does want to set the world up in a good sense and use his power and not just like lay waste to the entire world.
Yeah.
I appreciate Rand for trying to juggle all of these balls. What was it, 10?
Yeah.
Because you can't do 11.
We can't.
Can't.
Unless you're Tom.
Right.
No. The 11th
Or was
didn't
11?
land.
I don't know.
No,
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
11 didn't land.
Anyways,
Yeah.
he's doing his best job.
Mhm.
So,
All right. Now Rand is going to think a little bit more about what Luce Theron said about the Dark One's prison.
yeah.
And then we sort of touched on this where it's like, okay, well, what are we going to use then? Is it the Aes Sedai we need?
Yeah.
And he's just ruminating on
Well, and then
that.
he's like, do we even need Aes Sedai? Can we just
Yeah.
use like wise ones because they can channel? Is it that simple of
Right.
an answer or solution?
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
I'm
sure.
interrupting completely.
Yeah.
We forgot to talk about how Bashir's wife was at the place in Saldea.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And you know what she has to show her age?
Oh, no.
She is white at her temples.
Oh, okay.
She certainly did
I
have
was
white
going
at
to
her
say
temples.
a dagger because
Yeah.
she just got assassinated last
Good
time.
job. No.
Okay.
Good work, Brandon Sanderson.
Did it. Carried it forward.
Carried it forward.
Yes, how
white
would
at
we
the
know?
temples.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yep.
It actually does come up quite a bit, and I stopped talking about it.
But that one.
But that one really, I was like, right, yes, that is the one describing feature of Deira. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We know her. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so that's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Let's get to the room. Get to the bedroom.
Okay.
Rand's there. Min's there. She's reading.
They're both there.
Yeah, they're both there.
And also,
Yeah.
old lady servant.
Oh, yeah, it's super subtle. And you don't read it? It's kind
No,
of
I
like
kind of read it.
Yeah?
She kind of seems suspicious to me.
A couple of times. She's like
Yes.
clinking around and Rand's like, why can't she just leave?
Yes.
But like she gets mentioned, I think, 3 times.
Yeah.
And it's the 3rd time when Rand thinks, why doesn't she just leave?
Yeah.
Because we've seen this happen before.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the whole Gray Man
Well,
thing.
I wasn't suspecting that she's Semirog, but
Yeah.
I thought maybe she was spying or,
Gotcha. Yep.
hanging around a little too long. Like, I was suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not suspicious enough.
Not suspicious enough to be like, this is Semirog. But, yeah. I was like, something fishy about that lady. Get
You know
out
what?
of here.
But that's why I love the books, because when you go back and read it, you're like, she was there. You did mention her. It wasn't just like, this
Yeah.
lady came out of nowhere. You mentioned her like a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And I kind of
She
skimmed
wasn't
past
like
it.
hiding behind the curtain and no one saw her.
It's like, her feet are sticking out underneath.
No one saw it.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the Rand Min discussion first, because there's a couple of things we got to touch on here.
Okay.
So Min's doing the traditional, like, hey, you're working too hard, and it's not going to do you any good if you run yourself into the ground before the last battle. Aaron's like, I don't have time for laughter. I can't do it, because people are dying everywhere. And then Min's like, well, come on. But this is interesting, because she brings up Catswin.
Yeah.
And then Rand starts getting suspicious.
What does she have to do with this? Has she been telling you what to say to me.
It's an Anakin Scott. She's turning you against me.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like literally that.
Yep.
Again.
But also kind of true.
I mean, how true is it, though?
Kind of true. I'm still on the side of, does Rand really need emotions to fight at the last battle?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's okay.
I think he needs to be this soft, crying, laughing person with all of these human emotions to fight the Dark One.
You can't just have like a machine, but you gotta have some sort. Well, because you gotta save humanity. It's the humanity that you have to save.
The rest of the humans can have humanity.
Yeah.
Rand, the literal machine to kill the Dark One, doesn't.
Well, that's the issue. Is you are the problem, seeing Rand as just a machine.
He needs to
kill the Dark One
and do his duty.
Yeah.
And kill the Dark One, or seal the Dark One, or do whatever he needs to do, but he doesn't need to think so emotionally about it.
You know what? You're part of the problem.
I know, but
Danny,
I just don't know why Cadsuane is like, he needs emotion, he needs it. Like, why? Just because you say so? Because you think so?
Yeah, Cadsuane's always right, isn't she?
I don't know. I just don't buy it.
Okay.
I just don't see it. I don't like why? Yeah. Why does he have to think about all the people he loves when he's going to die?
Who said he's gonna die?
Me. I think
no one said he's gonna die.
Well, Rand says it.
Rand says
literally
he's
right
die,
here. He's like, I'm gonna go die, and my blood is gonna spill on the rocks of Shale Ghul.
You can spill blood tons of ways.
I know that, but Rand literally is like, I have to go die.
Yeah.
So if that's what he thinks he's marching into, having a lot of emotions about it could be a detriment.
Okay. Well, I guess that's the, metaphorical sense of like, do we want to, You know what? I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it alone for now. Actually, no, I'm gonna leave it alone.
Okay, fine. That means I win. Yeah, that means I'm right.
Sure. You know what?
I just don't.
We've got time. We've got time for this conversation.
I've said it before, and I just don't necessarily believe it's that horrible.
Yeah.
That he's not like laughing and crying.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. You're saying it all like laughing and crying.
Well, at this point though, that's what it is.
Yeah. So anyways, Cadsuane maybe manipulating Min.
Yeah.
Rand thinks it.
And Min's like, you're an idiot.
Yeah. I like that Min still tells him how it is.
Yeah. She's his truth speaker.
She is. Yeah. She very much is his truth speaker.
Idiot.
Hey, idiot. Tough love it is then. But also she makes like a good point. She's like, hey, she's your advisor and you never said anything about like don't tell things to Cadsuane. We have not had that discussion.
Yeah. And
like she's not telling,
No, and it's not wrong. Like that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just being overly...
And he realizes he's being a little bit crazy.
He does. He does a good job.
And even, like, starts to smile.
Yeah.
And feel. And you're like, okay.
Okay.
And then suddenly...
Oh, no. I don't even want to do it.
I do.
Oh,
Min
man.
stiffens. And her eyes go wide. And something cold clicks around Rand's neck. And I was like,
No.
I went, oh.
Oof. Okay.
Oh, right.
Shoot.
Oh, yeah, right.
Man.
Remember when, like, 5 pages ago... She had the domination band, which now has a name.
How about this?
And I didn't even think about it one time in the last, 10 pages.
Remember when Nynaeve gave the domination band to Bail Daman and was like, drop it in the ocean, and then you're like, that's probably a bad idea. And then
I did say that.
When Daman...
That was in, book 4?
Yeah, and then when Daman was getting captured by the Shanshan, and it's like, oh, what did you do with that domination band? You kept it. Oh, no.
Yeah.
And then, oh, no, Suroth has it. And then, oh, no, it's getting passed around to Semirok. Oh, no, now she's duplicated it.
Yeah, but now Cadsuane has it, so it's safe.
Oh, it's safe in your treasure box.
We should probably get rid of this, everybody.
Oh, man, it's just like the whole... Oh, man.
I know, but can I just say, I called from moment 1... that was not going to get to the bottom of the ocean.
You did say that.
From moment 1.
You're like, nope.
I was like, nope.
If I didn't see it go to the bottom of the ocean.
So really, this is Nynaeve's fault.
You know what? Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And Elaine. Elaine was there.
Yeah.
But Nynaeve was in charge, let's be real.
Yeah.
Of those pair.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
this is all Nynaeve's fault.
Yep.
I'm comfortable saying that.
Yeah. Heck, you could even, dig a hole. Like, why the bottom of the... Let's just dig a hole. Dig, a moderate hole.
There's gotta be a way for us to, actually destroy it, you know?
The issue is we don't really know.
Channel. We know how to channel.
Yeah, but, balefire doesn't even affect Terangriel.
Did we try?
Yes, we've seen that.
Did we try on this one, though, you know?
Okay, yeah, you know what? Fair. We
didn't even try.
You could, take an axe and try and hit it really hard.
Yeah, but even just, literally digging a hole and burying it would have been better than this.
Yeah, you didn't
giving it to Bail Daman to drop into the middle of the sea. What?
You don't know what I just did, do you?
What? What did you say?
I said you gotta hit it really hard with an axe.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, yeah.
The Trogdor again?
No.
Because I didn't get it the first time, and lots of other people
see, at
did.
the Council of Elrond, they put the one ring in the pedestal in the middle.
No.
And then Gimli's like, hey, why don't I just smash it? And he goes up and he smashes it, and then his axe shatters.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't get that either.
Shoot.
So not Trogdor?
Not He would just burninate it.
He would just burninate the countryside?
Yeah.
You showed that to me after when everybody was like,
it felt
Trogdor, and I was like, what are you guys all talking about?
You see, well, it was the early 2000s. I don't even know.
Okay.
When was the internet invented? Somewhere around then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, are you getting the shot glasses? You did this.
I guess I have to.
Get up.
I guess I have to.
Yeah. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, every time.
Yeah.
Ugh, that was just a little baby one for me. It was so bad, but yuck. Still don't like it.
All right. Now we got to get into this now.
Okay.
This is the This is the part where it really gets worse before it gets worse.
This is the part.
Yeah.
So Rand puts his hand to his neck and spins, and suddenly the old lady who was serving or like collecting and
clinking around,
cleaning,
puttering around, yeah,
shimmers, and it's Semirog.
Ah, no.
Of course it is.
Yep.
And then Rand feels absolute terror. He's clawing at the collar. There's no way to get it off.
Yeah, as we know.
And then this is when he's thinking about how this thing was supposed to have been gotten rid of a long time ago.
Yeah, well, because
we're supposed to get rid of it.
Cadsuane literally vowed to him that she's going to take care of it. It's going to be safe. Like, no matter what, it's fine.
Oh,
it's fine.
What if Cadsuane is the Dark Friend? I also didn't consider that one.
Okay.
I feel like we've been in her head and I would know
by
this point.
We have seen a
like,
lot of her.
She wouldn't be so set on dominating the Semirog situation.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh yeah, I feel at some point.
I didn't consider that really, but
no, I think that's safe to say that Cadsuane's like not.
Okay.
It's kind of like a whole like Elida's also not as much as we.
Exactly, that's how it feels.
It's just like that's not how it is.
So Semirog smiles and says, "I've been waiting a long time to get the domination band on you, Luz Theron."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then in that moment, Semirog barely manages to deflect a knife that Min has thrown at her head, and it, like, cuts her face.
She gets her a little bit. Like, I gotta give it to Min, she really stands up against people for Rand. Like, I do love it.
Yeah.
That she will huck a knife as soon as she can.
And Min screams for the maidens. The Karna's in danger.
She does her best. She tries. Yeah, but then,
And then Semirog tosses her in air.
Yeah, just like wraps her up and keeps her quiet. It's like, can't.
And the door opens, but it's Elsa.
Yeah.
Coming in. And
which
Rand
is also
like,
so sad.
Yay, Elsa's here.
He's like, there's a chance that maybe someone will see and then like help me. And then
she
it's
takes up the other bracelet.
No.
And Rand is like, no, Black Aja.
Shoot, because Elsa no longer has the shitty compulsion weave.
This is also when Rand notices that her eyes are red and she looks like she's been smacked in the head, like she has a concussion.
Yeah, okay.
Like she's kind of dazed.
Yeah.
And is just sort of going along with it. She's like,
yeah, I think at some point too, it's like, oh, Elsa looks like she's way out of her league right now. It's like, I should not be in this meeting.
Yes.
I don't know how I got here.
Imposter syndrome.
It's like, woo.
I am literally holding the Dragon Reborn with Semirog.
I'm gonna go now.
Yeah, this was never my plan. No, I was gonna say mid-level management.
Right.
Making decent money.
Yeah.
And going home to my family.
Right.
That was the idea.
And now all of a sudden I'm involved in this
glory.
Yeah.
I was never in it for the real true glory.
No. Not at all.
No. And I also think too that it's not about the compulsion on her brain, because the compulsion only made her think, oh, this is why I have to protect the Dragon Reborn until the Forsaken come to collect him.
Yeah. So
that he can fight, or the Dark One can
that was the whole thing. That was the whole thing.
Yeah. And so she's probably like, oh, this makes sense for her own
She could rationalize it in some way if she needed to.
So it does look like she's been hit over the head with a frying pan.
Yeah.
Because that's essentially what Semirog has done. But Elsa is still...
That's how you remove compulsion. You hit her on the head real.
Turns out Mistress Luhan knew that the whole time.
It's like, here we go. I was going to say, here's another analogy. It's like the old school, Nintendo NES. If it's not, just bang it. Oh. Hit it really hard. That's how I used to fix mine. It's like, yeah, you're blowing the dust out of it. It's like, what dust? I don't see any dust.
And it works every time.
Or you hit it on top of the box really hard, and it's like, eventually it starts working. You're like, why does that fix it?
Yeah, it fixed it.
Same as compulsion.
Fixed.
There you go.
Yeah.
Some people appreciate that.
I appreciate it.
I know you do because you're also
Everybody
old.
will appreciate it. Everyone will appreciate it.
Some people be like, what's a...
No, everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Okay.
Everyone who listens to us knows. It's fine. It's fine.
We know our market.
Yeah, we really do. Okay. Anyway, all I'm saying is that with or without the garbage compulsion, I think Elsa is justifying this situation.
I agree. Fair point. Okay. Bad news time. Yep.
Okay. Semirog is like, no guards are coming. I've warded the room.
Makes sense. Yep, that's the first thing you should do.
No one can even come in until I allow it.
And Rand can't move.
Nope, can't do it.
Yeah.
So Rand feels like he's trapped inside his head like Lews Therin.
Right. He can't even speak without permission because that's also... It's a domination ban, see?
Yeah.
It's not just a regular...
And Semirog goes on this whole monologue about how the Shanshin Adam allows for some freedom, which is stupid.
Right.
And dumb. And like, why would they ever allow that?
Yeah.
Because they can still talk and stuff.
Yeah.
And they rely on extreme nausea.
Right.
To stop them from doing stuff. And I was like, it's pretty effective.
It's pretty effective.
It works.
Yeah.
And they don't want the Damani, like, only submissive because we're not letting them talk.
Like, they do a pretty good job.
They really break them.
They do a good job of breaking people. Like, we do have to...
It's horrific.
Give credit where credit is due, though.
Yeah.
They break the people.
They certainly...
But this is you just dominate. You dominate.
That's it.
So it is actually... It's kind of interesting, too, as a concept.
Absolute control.
But, like, as a concept about the domination ban, the relationship it might have towards the Adam, too. And we know that an Aes Sedai created the Adam, right?
Okay.
Well, we know that. We got that as the original story. And then maybe the domination ban was, like, a blueprint that she used to recreate. Like, who knows? I like to think about that.
Yeah.
Of, like, because they're so similar.
Okay, so...
They're so similar.
Were these types of things...
Yeah.
Are they Terangrial?
Yeah.
Were they crafted in the Age of Legends? Like the fact that
from what we know,
has a name for this.
Yeah. From what we know, it wasn't like a Age of Legends thing.
This feels like Semirog knows it.
Yeah, I understand that.
She's aware of it. It has a name. She's been waiting forever.
Yeah, well, we don't know how long, but no. And then we do know that the Adam were like after. That was an after. That was
like
too.
Archer Hawkwing thing. Sort
like
of?
even after, because that was like a Shanshin thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like an Aes Sedai who helped to capture all the rest of the Aes Sedai.
It was like somewhere in that time frame where it's like a little bit messy and we don't exactly know.
That's the
but...
other story I need.
Yeah.
Like, I need that background.
Yeah, we got like a little bit of a story a long time ago, how like an Aes Sedai created it, and then she was the first one who was collared because like, ooh, gonna use your own device on you.
Yeah.
Like, we did get that story as like way back in the day.
Okay. Anyway, this is bad. Especially for someone with PTSD who's been captured before.
And he immediately breaks.
I'm back in the box.
Immediately.
And Lews Therin is like, we're back in the box.
And Rand's like, yeah, we're back in the box. We're back in the box, man. It's bad.
It's bad.
Like,
terrible.
it's an immediate break. And I do like that because it's not like there's no Rand trying to be like, I can get past. He's like, no, he's done. He's done.
So while I was reading this, you know, I do a thing, and I've talked about this before, where as I'm reading, I'm coming up in my head with where this could go.
Right.
So I see Rand get collared, and I'm like, oh no, is he getting brought somewhere?
How do we get out? Especially because Semirog's like, here's the plan.
Exactly. Well, I thought that that's sort of where we were going to go.
Yeah.
And how, like, I was like, okay, well now what?
Yeah.
Right? And I love it and hate it.
Yes.
But I love it because it's unpredictable.
Yeah.
And that is always my favorite thing to read. If I can't really predict what's about to happen, then it's interesting and intriguing and page-turning, and I love it.
Yeah, and I love this too because, like, you as the reader, you're trying to be like, well, we still got a chance. We can still do something, right?
Exactly. I was like, how is he breaking out of this?
Because, like, clearly this isn't going to happen.
I was like, who's coming in? Who's fighting this? Who can do this? Is Elsa
Where the maiden's jumping through the window, is crashing through, like...
How is Min? How is whatever? How is Rand going to break out of this? How is whatever? But, yeah, I thought maybe there was a moment where, like, Elsa... might somehow
ooh, betrayal.
Yeah.
Darth Vader tosses. I'm trying out the Star Wars thing too.
Yeah, I know you are.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're like weak as fuck.
Yeah, thank you.
Star Wars.
I got my Lord of the Rings one in, so like I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay. Well.
All right, so everything's bad. Everything is awful. And that's where we are in Rand's brain right now.
Yeah, Samarog's like, hey, how about this domination band? It's absolute control. And then makes him choke himself first.
Oh,
that's
yes,
like the
he
first
does
step.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then she's like, hey, don't try to take hold of Sidene, because then he, like, collapses on the floor.
Yeah, because he can't do it.
You can't do that either.
Yeah. And then at that point, Semarog starts just torturing Rand with pain.
Just like pain, yeah.
Yeah. And then something shuts off inside of Rand where he won't scream out even though the pain is still there. And it's very parallel to Egwene.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too.
Because Egwene can be in tons of, like, exactly what we just saw with Elaida, shooting pain at her.
Yeah.
With the power.
Yeah, yeah.
And she just stands there, no reaction.
And it's like, hey, this is... Now, there's an interesting thought during this, because Rand thinks back to the original box with LTT, and he thinks about how Luce Theron started responding to him, like, right around that time, and especially it really ramped up in the box, and then he thinks how he wasn't willing to admit that Luce Theron was the mad part of himself, and that was the part that could deal with the torture. So it's kind of interesting for Rand to think like LTT's the insane part of him that can deal with things that he himself can't deal with.
Okay.
So it's just like a concept of like Rand's thoughts on Luce Theron in his own brain.
Yeah. So Rand pulls an Egwene.
Yep.
And Semarog pulls an Elaida.
Yeah, he's like, what
and
are you doing?
What are you doing?
Rand says
and
the
Rand
wrong
says,
thing. The wrong thing.
No more can be done to me.
Don't say that.
No, see, Egwene said not the right things because now she's also in a predicament.
Yeah, but not when your boyfriend's in the room.
Yeah.
You know, that was Rand's mistake. Like, oh, you can't do anything else to you when your girlfriend is right there.
Right there, the one
right
you love.
there, yeah.
And so she hits him with another wave of pain, and it's not working.
No.
And so Semarog is not happy. And she says, oh yeah, nothing more can be done to you?
I like it because at this point, Elsa is like, maybe we should, go do the thing we're supposed to do now. And she's like, shut it! Yeah. Shut it, Elsa! Yeah. We're not going yet.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So, now Semarog makes Rand stand up, take Sidene, which makes him throw up everywhere.
Yeah, and then she's like, well, that's weird.
Yeah. She's like...
It's like the best reaction.
She's like, I don't really know how to handle that.
I don't know what that means. Like, what? It's like, that usually doesn't happen.
Yeah, and she's like, okay, well, maybe I can remember this.
Yeah.
And then Luce Theron in Rand's head is like, kill her, kill Semarog.
Yeah, so this is interesting
power
too.
Now, kill her.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Rand reverts to his it's a woman.
This is like what makes me throw my book.
Well, okay.
This is like it at this point when Rand says, I will not kill a woman.
Yeah.
I won't do it. Even now,
yeah,
I was like, Rand, you deserve to die then.
Yeah.
Like, you deserve this situation that you're in.
If you won't kill a woman.
If you won't kill Semarog of Forsaken.
Yeah.
Like, it's just pure, insanity. It's just crazy.
I agree. 100%.
And, it also feels so misogynistic at this point.
Yeah. I agree.
Treat men and women the same. If you're going to kill men, kill a woman too.
Kill them both. Like, what are we doing here? We're not picking. Anyways.
Forsaken or Forsaken.
Here's the thing. LTT is also incorrect in the assumption that they can channel right now.
Oh, yeah, they can't.
Because, even if Rand could move past the whole, I won't kill women. If he was like, okay, I'll kill this one woman.
The fact that he even says that just,
he can't
boils my blood at this point. And I was like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Even right now,
even
with Semarog, who literally has you captured and bound and is going to make you either kill yourself or kill someone else or whatever.
Well, same thing happened with Lanfear. That was the exact same thing.
But, so green at that point still.
He was pretty green. Yeah,
and
that's
that annoyed me. That was annoying, But
now,
Rand has been through so freaking much that at this point, he's not going to kill Semarog if he has the chance.
Yeah.
When she literally has him captured.
Yep.
What?
I got nothing. I got nothing for you.
So annoying.
I got nothing.
That's just the classic, don't forget, Rand doesn't want to kill women. No, we freaking know. We know.
Don't worry, though. Still. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Semarog starts talking to herself and is like, let me see if I can remember. Yeah, the male way of doing this is so weird.
Oh, weird. Okay, what are we going to do?
And then she makes Rand weave something with fire, spirit, air. and moves it towards Min.
Yeah, this is also sad.
And then he screams, "No, not that."
This is where it like gets worse. It was bad, and now it's like worse.
So now, Rand is doing the channeling.
Yeah.
To cause pain.
Yep.
In Min.
And like a really super terrible Semirog torture weave. Not just like a regular torture weave. No. It's a Semirog version.
Yeah, remember when we're
which
like,
you know is
let's
bad.
not torture Semirog.
Yeah.
Let's not kill Semirog.
Right.
That was the bad choice. That was the wrong choice.
Yep, we made the wrong decision.
Yeah. And then Rand is screaming, "Stop this!" And Semirog is like, "Beg for it."
Yeah.
And then Rand is like, I beg.
I appreciate that Rand jumps. He's like, yeah,
right
sure.
Away.
Yeah,
please stop this.
I mean, obviously, it's Semirog, so it doesn't matter.
And then the weave does stop.
Yeah.
But then Semirog's like, all right, here's the plan. We're going to leave this room and deal with the Aes Sedai who imprisoned me.
Yeah.
And then we're going to travel on over to Shale Ghul, and time for you to meet the big guy.
Yeah, you get a nice have a little one-on-one meeting, talk about your like 5-year plan.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap all this whole stuff up. Like, is that good for you? Is that good for you? Is that good for you?
And then Rand's like, oh no, they have won.
Well, it's kind of sad too, because Rand in his mind, he's like, oh man, like if they take me to go destroy my own troops, like my people won't even fight back full force against me for fear of, killing me. Because I mean, it's such just imagining that.
Yep.
It's so bad. Like, this situation is literally the worst.
Right. But
the worst
you know
situation.
what's worse than that? That's
the
what's
next
about
thing
to
that's
happen.
going to happen, right? Okay.
So bad. So Semirog is about to leave, and then she goes, you know what? But first we have to deal with her. But we're not going to use the power.
Yeah. It's impersonal.
It's not personal enough. It needs to be personal. And at some point during all of this, Lews Therin was like trying to grab Saidin.
Yeah.
And my thoughts were like, maybe we should let him have it.
Sure.
Give
him a shot. He might know how to do something.
The last time, I mean, like, yeah, he almost killed them.
Yeah.
But he also destroyed the entire
like 100,000 Trollocs
army.
Yeah, that's
true.
And
it ended up being positive because he knows stuff that you don't know.
Right.
And if Rand doesn't have control, maybe technically Semirog wouldn't have control. Like, I thought maybe it was some sort of metaphysical...
Yeah, like it's not Rand, it's Lews Therin.
Yeah.
You have control of Rand, you don't have control of Lews Therin. I could get on board with that.
Maybe. Yeah. Because I'm just thinking, like, I'm desperately grasping at straws.
It's a loophole, and you're like, loopholes work in this situation.
Well, it's kind of like the tying off the leaves in the box.
Yeah.
Loophole, we got out.
A little bit,
because we were able to bust the knots open.
Exactly.
So I was like, okay, do that again.
Yeah.
Let Lews Therin have it. Maybe that's how we get out of this.
Maybe you can be like, okay, we can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, no.
No. And then it gets so bad.
It gets really bad.
It gets taken so far, and legit think like, this is
I really thought we were losing men.
Yep.
I really thought this was it.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
And I was like, this is a really shitty way to go.
It's one of those scenes where like every time I read it, I'm pretty sure that we're gonna lose men.
Yeah.
Like
you know.
Yeah. Like
Well, even after it stops, I'm like, is she dead? Okay, hold on, I'm jumping ahead. So here's what actually happens.
Yeah.
Rand walks over to Min, presses his hands to her throat, and starts squeezing. Just starts choking her with one hand.
He only has one hand.
Oh, don't laugh.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah,
I forget.
It's one hand.
He has literally one hand.
Yeah.
And I forget that he only has one hand.
Yeah.
So
he does too sometimes, oddly enough.
He's squeezing, and he's like, no, he's in horror, and Lews Therin is freaking out. And
Lews Therin is freaking out so bad because
he's like, Ilyena, it's happening again.
Yeah, it's like, we've done this before. No.
Yeah. And it's just this brutal scene, and Rand is thinking there has to be a way out, and
like he's desperate.
Min is turning purple and spluttering, but she still has love in her eyes for him.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like Rand, she knows
Rand
it's not Rand, but it is Rand, and Rand can't not look at her.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh man, it's so bad.
Yeah.
How many times have we said it's so bad? Too many times, but it's so bad.
And then Rand wails, this can't be happening, I won't do this. And then something snaps inside of him, and suddenly in that moment he grows aware of a strange force inside his mind.
Yeah.
And he reaches for it, and an image of a face flashes in his mind, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
And I assume that's Moradin.
Okay.
Because
it's a fair assumption.
That's been the flashing face.
That's the guy.
Yeah. And then with this true source.
True power.
True power.
Yeah.
That's been Morden's thing.
Yep.
Up to now. That's the only other person we've seen.
That's the only thing he does.
That's it.
That's all he does.
Because of the specks in his eyes.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
So he reaches for it. He feels himself fill with this new power that isn't Saidin or Saidar, but it's like weird and crazy.
It's like 100 times more violent than anything he's felt before.
But also great.
But it's like, whoa. Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then Luce there and starts freaking out, screaming, "That's impossible. We can't use it. Cast it away. This is death we hold and betrayal. It's him."
Yeah, like it's literally...
Like it's the Dark One's power.
It's the Dark One's essence.
Okay.
The true power is the Dark One.
Okay.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, that is him. It's him.
So Rand pulls the power through him, and then he screams and weaves fire and air and blows up the collar at his neck.
Yeah, and you're like, yes.
Opens his eyes.
No downsides.
And realizes that Min has caught a breath.
Right.
Which is like, okay.
Okay.
Because I thought, like, even if, like, maybe she is dead.
Yeah. Like,
right?
he gets out.
Like, how long
he
has
gets
this
out, but
actually
she's
been?
still dead. Oh, yeah. Also, that would be also terrible.
Right. So, no, she's alive, but he stands up and faces Semirog, and she's in complete shock. She's like, "That's impossible. I feel nothing. You can't. That's the true power." And then she says, "Why have you betrayed me, Great Lord?"
Yeah, we got to talk about this.
Yeah.
We got to talk about this. I think this is the best time to talk about it.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about the true power. So Rand has now channeled the true power, which is the essence of the Dark One. So, especially considering that Semirog says, like, oh, it must be the true power, and the Dark One has betrayed me. Like, you've betrayed me and given Rand access to the true power. We know that the whole thing about the true power and the Dark One's essence, there's a very select group of people who have ever been chosen to be allowed to channel it. That's why they're chosen, in a large sense, is because they're chosen to use the true power.
Okay.
His essence. Rand is not one of those people.
Now he is. Unless Morden did it somehow.
That's the whole thing. So, like...
But I don't think Morden would even have that power.
But here's the thing. Is this some sort of, like, crazy play by the Dark One? Is this literally the Dark One and being like,
no.
You know what, let's screw with everybody right now.
I considered
Let's give him access to the true power.
Yeah.
Because, like, if he's reaching out to me in a time of desperation...
Yeah, he wants him on his side.
Exactly, right?
And, like, this is Semirog's punishment.
Yeah.
Like, I considered that.
Yeah.
But what I find more logical is that Rand's weird crossover with Moradin has allowed Rand access.
Because Moradin has access.
Moradin has
so he's like, I'm gonna take that.
That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I would actually kind of like if the Dark One was like, here's your free sample.
Well, that's what he wants. Give him a
taste.
Get, first one for free.
Get him
Isn't
hooked.
That what you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that storyline a little bit.
It's good.
I find it interesting.
It's compelling.
And then it's definitely fuck you, Semirog, by the Dark One.
And Semirog clearly in the last moment, and I say clearly, I'm sure there can't be disagreement.
Yeah.
But like Semirog thinks that the Dark One has betrayed her.
Yes.
And given Rand access specifically and personally to Rand.
Yeah.
So that would be a betrayal.
Yeah.
Like there's no way she would know about the Morden connection, like if that's the reason.
No.
But like I do like the whole is the Dark One giving him the taste to like hook him.
Yeah.
You're so desperate you'll do anything.
And then
that's
I really
what the Dark One
love
likes.
the idea that Rand takes it from him and then eventually will use it against him.
Like against the Dark One.
Yeah.
It's like use your own stuff against you.
Exactly. So like I like the idea both of them.
Yeah.
What I think realistically what's going on is that Rand had access by accident.
Right.
Through his connection with Moradin.
And he found it. He found it. Yeah.
In like pure desperation times.
Luz Theron doesn't like it. He thinks it's bad.
Well, yeah, of course. It's the Dark One's fucking true essence. Of course that feels wrong.
Yeah.
Of course that's wrong.
Yeah.
But in this moment, I'm like cheering.
Yeah.
This is the best.
As is everybody.
This is the best.
Yeah.
Except I was like, you better fucking do it. I don't give a shit that she's a woman.
Oh, seriously, right?
In this moment, I was like, this is it, Rand. Make or break if I'm going to keep reading this series.
Like, are you gonna shield her? What are you going to do?
Yeah, like if I'm going to keep reading this.
You put domination straight to jail. Domination, you go to
jail.
Yeah.
You better. And this is why he can't have emotions. Because when he has emotions, he's all like illogical and stupid.
Yeah.
No emotions, logical.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
So now, emotionless.
Yeah.
Blasts Semirog with a beam of balefire.
Does it.
And she vanishes, and then also...
Elsa makes her run for the door. I love it.
Zaps her too. Burn them both out of the pattern.
Get them both.
But I do have a question.
Okay.
So do you know how I've never understood how balefire actually works?
Now you think you're trying to figure it out?
No.
Okay.
I have a question because every time we've seen balefire work, even in like short little bit, like for example, Matt with the Darkhound saliva
rewinds time a little bit.
All of a sudden he doesn't have shit on his or like burned arms.
Yeah.
And Matt really does benefit from balefire a lot in this series, turns out. So Matt dead, now not dead.
Right.
Right? Same with Evian and whoever else was dead.
Yeah.
But
Asmodean.
Yeah, Asmodean. Oh yeah, okay. And I forgot about that guy. Okay, but after Semirog is balefired out of existence, Min still has bruises on her neck.
Yeah. So here I'm going to answer that in a couple ways. So the whole rewinding of time with balefire is very dependent on how strong of a beam of balefire it is, and that's the loosey-goosey side of balefire.
It's too loosey-goosey for me.
It's quite loosey-goosey.
Because I was like, we blast Darkhounds who cause the thing...
Because of the strength of the beam.
I know, but we're blasting Semirog, and moments before she was forcing Rand to do this thing, so that thing wouldn't have been done.
Yes,
so
but
Min shouldn't have bruises on her neck.
But here's the thing, is you're looking at the whole, like, strangling of Min as one event, whereas it was, like, a certain amount of time. So maybe
not enough.
Maybe it rewound
this
some.
Is all in seconds.
Let me give you an answer.
Okay.
So maybe it's rewinding a certain amount of time of that strangling, but not the entirety. So yeah, she'll have. If you get strangled even a little bit, you'll have bruises. And maybe it's no longer like she's got a broken whatever.
I see you grasping at a lot of straws at this point because you can't actually explain it.
I can explain it.
Nah, do you
I
think
am explaining
can you just like say my point's good and let's move on?
It's a medium point.
It's good.
You're not rewinding all of the strangling.
Okay.
I also mention, well, here's the thing too. If you got strangled that hard, you wouldn't be rubbing your neck. You might be gingerly like touching it. You wouldn't be rubbing your neck.
Okay, but like all of it. All of this thing.
I'm just saying.
Because like
yeah.
Matt literally still has a scar from a hanging.
Well, that's different. There's no balefire involved there.
I know. I know. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm just saying that it should be like it didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
Probably. Just based on the rest of the balefire scenarios that we've seen.
That's the loosey-goosiness of it.
Okay.
It wasn't a
super
super strong beam.
Okay.
It was medium strong.
Whatever.
It was
that's your interpretation of it.
Well.
Okay. Anyway, now Luce Theron is like, what have you done? Oh, Light, better to have killed again than do this. We're doomed. And
it's like, calm down.
No, actually, it's better to balefire Semirog.
He's not talking about the balefire. He's talking about the true power touching the Dark One.
Oh, is he? I thought
it's better to have killed Min than, like, use the Dark One's power.
Oh.
It's not the
balefire
thing.
I disagree.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
I disagree. Yeah. And Rand holds the power for just a moment longer, but then he does let it go.
Phew. That's good. That's good.
Turns to look at Min.
Okay.
Who's, like, holding her neck.
And
she seems a little afraid.
Of Rand, which is, like, fair, but also, like, very sad, because Rand also thinks
that she'll ever look at him the same way again.
That's sad. Sad.
I think she will. I think...
Like, she'll move past
this?
She'll
be okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that it's very clear...
Yeah.
Exactly what's happening, and that Rand would never hurt her of his own volition.
But here's the thing. Min might be able to move past it. At this point,
Rand can't.
Rand isn't moving. He's made the decision to not move past it.
Okay, but to say, Min will never look at me the same way again and make that decision for Min? Like,
Rand
can't. No, I know.
Yes, he can.
No.
He makes that as kind of...
Okay, I know he does, but he can't, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if he's decided that he can't look at Min the same way again, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But to make a decision on behalf of Min, like, no, you can't
It's something
do
that someone like who's cold and emotionless would probably do, right? And that's a bad thing?
No.
We can agree that that's a bad thing?
No, it's something that someone who's misogynistic and an asshole would do.
Okay.
Yeah.
But also cold and unfeeling.
No, but don't, like...
I'm trying to catch you.
You're not the
I'm trying to
victim
catch
here,
you.
Rand.
No, yeah, I know
like,
that.
Min is.
The issue now is that
they're
Rand's...
both kind of victims. It's a bad situation.
Oh yeah, it's a horrible.
But you can't put this on like Min won't look at me the same way again, and it's like all on her.
You keep saying
can't.
Relationship. You keep saying can't.
Can't do it.
Shouldn't.
But
will because it's Rand. Shorn't.
Should but shorn't.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is part of the bad problem of Rand shutting himself off too emotionally, because he is now going cold, and like basically nothing matters to Rand.
I'm okay with that.
It's okay. Well, I guess we'll see how this plays out.
I know. I'm all right with it, actually. Yeah. I think this is okay.
Okay.
I mean, like, obviously, for the freaking storyline and the plot, like, it's not going to go that well. But for the trajectory of the story, it actually is fine. Like, it should technically be fine.
Right.
But, okay, for this fiction book that we're reading...
I just want you to know I disagree with you.
I know.
That's okay.
That's just, like, how I feel about this entire thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rand whispers, "It's done. The last that could be done to me. They've taken everything from me now."
He's so dramatic. Also, he's so dramatic.
It is.
It's just, that's Rand.
So, and Min is like, "What are you talking about?" Like, she's clearly gonna be okay with him. Like, this was a really traumatic moment.
Yeah.
And we should definitely be scared of the Forsaken.
Yeah.
But Min isn't scared of Rand. You know, it wasn't Rand doing it.
Like, and it's a little bit terrifying. Maybe there might be, like, a little bit of, like, we'll get past it.
And then they finally hear voices outside because now the room isn't warded anymore.
Right.
Because Semirog's blasted into oblivion, which I love.
Yeah.
I love. I haven't said it yet. I love that Semirog has been blasted, balefired into oblivion.
And we can say it officially, too, because, like, it's
balefired
and we suck.
I officially wrote a new whole page in my notebook, updated Forsaken list.
Okay.
And... on the Dead AF list, it's Semirog.
Nice, I love it.
And I don't like that there's only 3.
Yeah, right?
There's only 3 on the Dead as Fuck
That's
list.
Not good. That's
it's
a
Bilal, Ravine, and Semirog.
Yeah,
there's 3 in Limbo Land.
That's bad.
And the rest are alive.
Well, okay, all right.
It's bad. It's a bad list.
Yeah.
Of Forsaken in book 12.
Right.
Like, we should at least be halfway by now, you know? The least.
Yeah.
Ugh. Goodness. Anyway, okay, so there's a commotion in the hallway, and Rand tells Min, "I've made my choice. You've asked for flexibility and laughter from me, but that's gonna be a no from me, dog." So bad.
Oh, man.
Oh, nice, Randy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so no.
Yeah,
now, no, he's cold.
Well,
and
he's not cold. He goes into the void and now he lives there.
You know what?
He shuts himself off.
I've always wanted to go live in the country with no one around. That's like my dream. Just to not have neighbors and people around.
You know, here's another, the Last Man on Earth, the show?
Yeah.
With Tandy.
So funny. Oh my god, that show is so funny. Okay, but...
like, I want to be...
Kate, you're laughing. This is serious.
I know, it's so serious. Okay.
Rand thinks to himself that it won't be enough to be hard as iron or steel. Both are too weak. And now he's made himself into Cuendiar.
It's unbreakable.
Except that...
you can't do dramatic readings either.
What?
I'm sorry. It's just like...
Okay, give me the book. I'll do it.
Yeah, no.
No, it's because I have the paraphrasing.
I just can't... Okay.
No, I'll do it.
Sure.
I'll do a good job. I'll find it. Okay, I'll try not to sound... Sorry if I sounded sarcastic. Okay. It appeared that steel was too weak. He would be harder now. He understood how. Where he had once been steel, he had become something else. From now on, he was Cuendiar. He had entered a place like the void that Tam had trained him to seek so long ago. But within this void, he had no emotion. None at all. They could not break or bend him. It was done.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, see, it doesn't sound good.
I don't know. I think it sounds okay.
Okay.
I think he needs to be angry enough to kill women Forsaken.
He's not angry. That's the point. He's not angry.
He needs to be emotionless enough.
He's nothing right now.
He needs that. And right now, like, it'll shift, you know, a little, I think.
Okay.
But he needs to be logical. And I don't think his crazy self was logical.
That's fair too.
Yeah.
That's fair too. Okay.
And I think that maybe void of some of that feeling emotion, like, is he gonna finally stop listing every woman who's ever died that he blames himself for?
Ooh, okay.
Because, like, that's not good.
Yeah, not healthy.
It's not.
Okay.
And I mean, like, healthy, we've long passed healthy.
Doesn't matter.
I don't even know if we ever were healthy, honestly.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
I think it's nice to not even be able to break. That's good. Because, the will...
That which doesn't break or doesn't bend will break. That's the whole...
No, but he says he won't bend or break.
Just because he says it doesn't mean it's true.
Oh, okay, I see. Now
Yeah.
you're being flippy-floppy.
I'm not being flippy-floppy.
Yep, you are.
Okay, all right.
You are. Good chapter, though.
Yeah, well, that's my favorite chapter of the book. I chose that one. That's
Yeah.
the one. Yep.
Yeah, I would
There's
too.
other chapters that were like,
They're all, like, lots are good. This has been a good book so far. But, yeah, some slow parts just to trick us.
right.
Lull us into a sense of,
Uh-huh.
this isn't gonna be interesting, and then it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is. That was so interesting. Mostly because it ended the way I wanted it to end.
Right.
I wanted Semirog balefiered. I wanted her freaking gone.
And now she's
and
gone.
now she is.
You
so
got what
I
you
feel
wanted. Yep.
vindicated. I feel good. I know that you're trying to convince me that, like, I shouldn't.
You can feel good about some things of this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
two
Like,
things
Semirog
can be
being
true
gone
at
is like,
once.
absolutely. Min not being dead, fantastic.
Oh,
Semirog
yeah.
dead,
I for sure
great.
thought, I
Love
thought
it.
we were going to get a trade-off.
Yeah.
Like, if Min was dead, also Semirog was dead.
Right.
And
yeah.
I was prepared to mourn Min, you
Oof,
know?
Yeah.
Sad, bad, horrible, but it would have been the trade-off, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then if that's what it took, it would have been like this heroic kind of death
Right.
for Min.
I get that too.
But good that she's not dead.
Glad
Great.
like you're prepared for it.
But
Gotcha.
glad that
In the
Min is,
moment.
and like, see ya, Elsa.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so moving forward,
Good, that was good.
2 chapters next episode,
Okay,
2 chapters the episode after that,
okay.
and then
Cool.
we'll continue.
We have to come up with our recording schedule.
Yes,
We
yeah,
gotta
we do.
figure out release, recording.
I know, it's March already.
we
Holy
got
moly.
stuff to do. We
Yeah.
got bonus episodes to
We
record.
got Jordan Con coming up.
Jordan Con coming up.
Okay.
We have guest appearances to attend.
Right.
We got lots of stuff going on.
Okay.
Busy couple months for us.
Yes. Yep.
But it'll be good. A
Yeah.
fun couple months.
Yeah. And we're moving into the second half of this book.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So before you finally, for the first time in like 7 books, put another Forsaken on the for sure dead list, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode. The Wheel Weaves is hosted and edited by Dani and Brett, produced by Dani and Brett with Passion Socks, Cody Fouts, Benjamin, Jamie Young, Megan, Jared Berg, Rikky Morrisette, Lance Barden, Adam, Mozyme, Michelle Forbes, MKM, Antoine Benoit, Lawrence Bradley, Colby T, and Gabby Young. With music by Audionautics. Please be sure to check out our Patreon page if you are interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon exclusive merchandise as a thank you. Plus, you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else. And at the time of recording, we have over 45 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. Find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show, like information on how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, how to get in touch with us, you can visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, please be sure to give us that 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference in helping other people find us. And if you write us a really nice review and put your Instagram or Twitter handle in the review on Apple Podcasts, we will be picking people at random to be giving out some merchandise like stickers and bookmarks, and we'll send them out to those people as a huge thank you. Now be sure to tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.